Now, this is about the skills that you need to solve the questions in CSAT. So, I believe in UPSC generally, you need knowledge, right knowledge, where you need to understand the concepts well. Okay, and the right skills also. Okay, so both things are important to succeed in this paper, and also excellence. So when we focus on the outcome, will not be able to give our best productivity. So focus on excellence may not be on success. Okay, so here the right skills are very important to clear this paper. Now, the skills that you need to solve a particular question in CSAT are these three main skills. Remember, the first one is understanding the question. So most of the students in the exam hall, out of 80 questions, they'll be able to attempt only somewhere around 30 to 35 questions. They'll not be able to clear if they have maybe more than 90% success rate. The problem is, out of 80 questions, so most of the people read all the questions, but they're not able to understand the question properly. What is the demand of the question and which concept to use, whether to use LCM or HCF or time and work, or let's say for example division or unit digit, or these concepts, they get confused which system to use or what is the demand of the question. The second skill you need is putting the given data into a right or a relevant mathematical representation or an equation. So this is again an issue for most of the people. If you see, you know, okay, you have understood the question, but how to put the given data into a particular equation or a mathematical representation, that is an issue for most of the people. Then solving the equation or the mathematical representation that you have written. So this is the third skill that you need. But for most of the students, if you see, these two are the skills that are important, because most of the students are lacking in the first two skills, understanding the question and putting the given data into a relevant equation or a mathematical representation. I think for most of them, solving the equation is easy, because we have been doing this from school days also. Solving a simultaneous equation, solving a quadratic equation or division, multiplication, all this is easy for most of the people. Maybe for some people, let's say people from arts or commerce background, for them it might be difficult for the initial period, but with consistent practice, this will be able to crack it. Okay. Now we'll see how to utilize the skills that we discuss in an actual question. Now, this is a question from 2022 CSE CSAT paper. Now, see the question. Consider the question and two statements given below. Question. So, what is the age of Manisha? They're asking for age of Manisha. Okay, then statement 1. Manisha is 24 years younger than her mother. That means, what is the meaning of this statement? So, you have understood, Manisha is 24 years younger than her mother. Now, how to put this in terms of some mathematical representation? You have to just use it equation. For example, I'll take Manisha as M and her mother as mom. Okay, so Manisha's age is equal to mother minus 24, correct? Because Manisha is 24 years younger than her mother. So this is what I said. Understand the statement or the question properly, then use the data given into a relevant mathematical equation. The second statement. 5 years later, the ages of Manisha and her mother will be in the ratio 3:5. Now, so if today Manisha's age, I have taken it as M, then 5 years after, her age will be M plus 5, correct? Similarly, today mother's age, I have taken it as mom, that means her age after 5 years will be mom plus 5. So this is equal to what they are saying, the ratio of these two will be 3:5 or 3/5. Now they are asking whether you will be able to find out the age of Manisha or not. Now see, so in this kind of question where we call it as data sufficiency questions, no need to solve the question, but what they are asking, whether you can find out the age of Manisha with these two equations or not. So in maths, if you have, remember always, if you have two equations and two variables, if you have two variables here, Manisha and mom's age are the two variables, and if you have two equations, then you can definitely solve that question. So definitely you can find out the age of Manisha. That means in mathematics or in algebra, if you have n number of variables and n number of equations, then you can easily solve the question. Let's say if you have n number of variables and n minus 1 number of equations, then you cannot solve that question. Okay, so always remember the number of variables should be equal to number of equations, then you can solve the question. So here, yes, definitely you have two variables and two equations, definitely you can solve this question. And here you see, here both using statement 1 and 2, you can easily answer the question. Understood? So now with this example of data sufficiency, see, we have found out that the importance of skills in clearing CSAT paper. So don't always focus on knowledge. See, knowledge, I agree that knowledge is important, conceptual clarity is important, but at the same time, skills are also important, because it will help you to identify where you are lacking, whether you are lacking in understanding the question, or whether you are lacking in putting the right data into the right mathematical equation, or you are lacking in solving the question. So always try to find out where you are lacking and try to fill up the gap, so that you will perform well in the next year CSAT paper. So that is my idea, and this is very important, because this is the issue. Why is because from school or college days we have been focusing only on the knowledge. You think we have more or less we have studied only and we have written less. So that's why skills are very important in UPSC preparation.